Hey y'all, what's going on? Howdy, howdy. What's happening? Come on up in here, y'all. I ain't seen y'all in a long time. I miss y'all. Come on in here. Come on in here. Oh, let me see. Let me turn my volume down, y'all. Sorry. Okay, sorry. Hey y'all. What's going on? What's going on? Let me see. Hold on, y'all. Y'all know I'm new. Y'all know I'm just like I'm brand new. Nick, my girl, my number one stunner. What's up, Nick? What's up, Nick? Okay. Yeah. All right. Look like it's froze for a second. Okay. So you know, I'm all back new to this, Nick. It's been a few months, right? And I had to get myself situated. I'm waiting for some more people to come in so I can tell my story. So I can tell my story. Hey, India, what's going on? I'm good. Now I'm gonna tell y'all my story, child. Things. I done went through some things. But I'm all good now. Whole life done changed and turned around. Okay, whole life done changed and turned around. Yes, we live, India. We live, baby. We live. We're gonna be live too. We're gonna be live. We're going back. We're going back to the live, y'all. I got lots to tell y'all about my business. Then we're gonna talk about y'all business. Then we're gonna talk about the Diddy trial, and we're gonna talk about Dreamy Mind Pap. Oh my God. Right? We ain't gonna do politics today. I don't even want to hear nothing about that. We're gonna just have some gossipy, good, hot tea time. Okay. That's what we're gonna do today. Have a gossipy, good tea time. Right? Because I'm probably gonna go live Sunday. I don't know, don't hold me to it. Because I'm still getting myself situated, but it's definitely gonna be more than today. It's gonna be quite often. As y'all can tell, I've been uploading videos. Y'all. Yeah, it's gonna be quite often, Nick. I just got to figure it out what I'm doing, because I'm also doing some other stuff. India and with India and T's help, I'm doing some other stuff, right? That's gonna get me some money. So I always got to get my money. I got to get my money because Nick, I done quit my job. Quit the job. I done stepped out on faith, and I done quit the job, and I ain't worried about it right now, right? I ain't never working back. I'm working for myself. But I'm waiting on some more folks. I don't know if some more folks gonna come, so I could tell y'all. Because I want India to share her story, and I want T to share her story. Now T was on the live with her DBA, so she may pop in later. So anyway, about 3 weeks ago, maybe a month now. So I was off work for 2 weeks. Almost a month ago, I got sick, right? I got sick, y'all. And I thought it was in my back, right? On the left side. And so I thought it's because I worked at a truck company. I build trucks. So I climb up in them big old trucks, right? So I'm thinking that's what it was, right? And I usually wear my waist trainer. That helps my back and stuff. So this particular day, my back was hurting when I left work, right? Hurting more than usual. So, I take my Tylenols and go on to bed. When I wake up the next day, it's hurting a little more intense. But I go to work anyway because I need my coins, right? I think I sat at work for about an hour and couldn't make it. It just could not make it. I wanted to just lay on the floor. It was the pain was that extreme, right? So I had somebody put me in the scooter and take me to the door so I can get in my car and go home. So I'm thinking it's still my back, right? And I'm just going to go lay down and take some medicine and put some, sit in the tub and, fix myself, right? So that was on a Tuesday. That Wednesday, the pain was still there. A little less intense if I laid down. But once I stood up, like when I had to go use the bathroom, it was intense, right? So I took a shower, doing all the things, right? Still thinking it's my back. So Thursday come, the pain is intense, very. On a scale of 1 to 10, it's about a 9.5, right? And the pain to compare it is like childbirth. But childbirth comes and goes. This was like, it never stopped, right? So I get in the shower, and now I know that I was hyperventilating, right? So I get in the shower. When I get out the shower, I feel a little better. So I go back and lay down, right? This is Thursday. Every time I got up, it was just excruciating pain. And the last time I got up, I had to lay on the bathroom floor. I couldn't even take a shower. I had to lay on the bathroom floor, call my friend to call 911 because it was just, I couldn't stand and I couldn't lay down. Just excruciating pain, right? On a scale of 1 to 10, it was like a 15. Excruciating. Now I'm naked. I'm butt naked. I don't want nothing on me. I'm naked, right? Excruciating pain, but it didn't go away. It was intense. It was nonstop, right? So the firemen come and they're trying to get me together. They're trying to cover me up. Listen, I don't care about y'all looking at me. Help me, right? So they're taking my vitals and my blood pressure was like 280 over something, right? I'm like, oh shit, I'm about to have a stroke. So I try to get up. It's like, no, you're going to be all right. You're going to be all right. So then the ambulance came and they get me down the steps and take me to the hospital. So when I get to the hospital, they say, you probably got kidney stones. I'm like, oh Lord, I always heard that was painful because the pain was intense, right? They put me in the CAT scan and discovered that I had a UTI that led to a kidney infection. And that's what was hurting my kidneys, right? When I tell y'all that pain was so intense, it was horrible. It was horrible, horrible. And it was so horrible that they had to give me morphine the first 2 days. I had to give morphine, right, to take away the pain. Then the next day, I stayed in the hospital 5 days. The next 2 days, I had oxycodone once a day, which put me to sleep and was fine, right? The pain subsided about that third day. The pain subsided. I can still feel it, but it subsided, right? So I am, as y'all know, a diabetic. So diabetics can get UTI. I had one once before years ago, but I drink a lot of water. So they kept asking me, are you bleeding? Do you have any burning? Is your stomach hurt? I had none of the symptoms, right? Except this little pain in my back, right? And it's probably because I do drink a lot of water, right? As I had a friend tell me that the blood was like mud, right? I've heard horror stories about it. I didn't have any of that. So I'm thinking it's still my back, right? So they found out that it was the UTI, but what I think is that I had it for a long time. I had a UTI because I had that pain about 4 months before. I had that same pain in the same spot and then it went away. So I'm thinking I probably had that for a very long time. That's why it turned into a kidney infection, right? But all was well, but my children were like, that's the end of that. No more working, right? No more working. So I'm like, I think I made good money, right? I'm like, Then I thought about it and said, okay, Jackie, maybe I didn't use the bathroom enough because, I'm working, right? I go to the bathroom on my break or something like that. So I said, okay, I'd already been introduced to the digital marketing via T and India. So I thought about it as I'm laying because I had to lay down. Once I got home, I still had to lay down for about 5 days, right? So I thought about it, prayed about it, thought about it, prayed about it. And then 2 of my kids was in my ear, like, I have 3 children. 2 of them was like, that's it. And now I had never been sick. My kids have never seen me sick because I've never been sick, right? And I frightened them, right? Because my youngest, when my friend called him, he said, put the camera on. I want to see my mama, right? I'm laying there naked looking like a crazy person, right? And so that frightened my sons, not so much my daughter, because she's a nurse and she knows that it wasn't as serious. It was just painful. So, talking with my kids, they was like, that's it, right? So I never went back to work. And I am now staying with my son in Indiana. Now we're moving soon, right, to another state. I'm gonna tell y'all that story later on. I can't stay here in the Indiana's child. They say, "Ooh, Lord, this is the Midwest, and it's cold. It's still cold, and it's May the 29th, and May the 45th, and it's still cold, right?" So we're moving south, real shortly, right? But anyway, so that's what was going on with me. And then as y'all saw, if y'all saw the video, I drove myself, packed up my SUV and drove myself up to the Midwest to his home. Now, a lot of my friends are like, oh, don't do it. You sick? You go, I'm fine. I'm fine. I am fine, y'all. It's just that, it was time to quit working, and I got I got other irons in the fire, right? And I'm confident that I can do what I need to do. Now later on, I'm gonna let India tell y'all what she got going on, right? And T too, if she come in here, right? So all is well, all is good. I'm in Indiana now, no more Charlotte. I'm in Indiana. I'm grateful. What was hard was for me to leave my friends. I had a couple girlfriends at work. My friend I live with, who was very, very gracious to me. My friends were all very, very, very gracious to me, right? And y'all know when I got to Charlotte, I was in a bad way, financially, and God worked that out, right? So that's the only thing is my friends. But as far as Charlotte, no, I'm cool. I don't miss it, right? So this is where I'm at. I'm in Indiana. I'm at my son's, and I will be going live quite frequently. I don't want to say every day because I may be doing some other things because I really need to get down with how I'm gonna get my money now that I done got situated, because I had to come, get situated, get acclimated, get all my tools and my toys and my lights, and had to buy a whole bunch of stuff, you know what I'm saying? So I could be able to go live and be able to do what I need to do, on my computer and stuff like that. So I had to get myself situated because I'm in somebody else's space, right? So, you got to get acclimated and everything, and all is well. All is absolutely well, y'all. All is absolutely well. And I'm moving on with the next chapter of my life, right? That's what I'm doing. Yeah, it was horrible, Nick. Hey, T, I seen you. Hey, T, my girl T in here. So I'm at the end of the show, I'm gonna speak on it, and I want T and India to talk about. And while I got y'all both on here, tomorrow Saturday, I know y'all busy with what y'all doing, but I need both of y'all to text me a block of time, 30 minutes to an hour, 20 minutes, whatever, because now I'm situated and I'm able to learn. First I had to rest because I drove for 2 days and stayed in that old hotel I didn't like. And then I had to get all my tools and my lights, because I left all my lights and put it in stores. So I had to buy different stuff, but I had to buy stuff, right? So now I'm ready to move forward with my DBA and my Amazon stuff, right? Yeah. I know my friends, India, keep telling me to slow down. One of my friends called me the other day, and she was like, you there? I was like, I had text all my friends and said, I'm here, I'm good. And then she was like, now go sit your ass down somewhere, right? But it's hard for me to be still. Like, we're just going to sit here and be still, right? Because for one, I need money, right? I have some savings, but I need money, and that's on the forefront of my mind, right? So it's hard for me. And I'm so used to doing for y'all know my motto, make it happen for yourself. I really lived that. I've always lived that since I was about 11 years old. So that's just my person. That's just my character, my personality. I got to make it happen, right? Who else gonna do it? Me and the Lord got to make it happen, right? But I'm comfortable. Not that I wasn't comfortable in Charlotte, but I was working that job that might have been just a little too difficult on my body, not in my mind, but on my body. So I'm here now. You'll see me a Zoom that we can visual. Yeah, thank you, T. Through DBA and get a game plan. Absolutely, thank you. Yeah, we have to listen to our bodies. That's why I'm not working. That's why I said, okay, God, God sends you signs, right? I'm a firm believer in the signs, right? The sign was, I done put you down. I'm older. He done put me down. My kids is like, Ma, that's enough. You know what I'm saying? And my youngest son always wanted me for the last few years. He had me in the nursing home. He would come live with him for a while now, right? But, I'm independent. I like to do I like to do my thing, right? So I needed to find out how was I going to get some money. And T had already told me about her situation. India told me about her situation. I'm like, they doing it. Then I started doing research on the digital marketing. Shit, people get money. My daughter's doing it. I can tell y'all, T, my daughter's doing it. She doing it. So it's like, it is what it is. I just step out on faith, but I know God got me. As long as I do the right thing, he gonna. If I take one step, he gonna take the rest. So I'm all good. So that's where I'm at with that. Yeah, the Amazon seller process. Yeah. India is very helpful with that. Hold on, Joe. Okay, I'm on my live. So, all right. So I'm back, y'all. That's just one of the things when you dive in somebody else's house. Got to open the door. It's JoJo. JoJo, you want to say hi to the peoples? He don't want to say hi to the peoples. He went back. He just got off work. He said, okay. Okay. So yeah, so that's what it is. So let's talk about, y'all, before we get to the Diddy trial and all them intricacies. Let's talk about Remy Ma and Papoose. Did y'all see the live? I don't never be on people's lives because at night I'm watching TV. Y'all know that, right? Child, I was trying to look for something or something. When I picked up my phone and it said Papoose was live, I said, oh, well, let me see what he talking about, right? He never goes live. What's going on? Realized that Remy was on live as well. And child, they was spilling the tea and talking about each other. They was talking about each other, right? I now I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I was a little mad with Remy. I was like, how you gonna do that man like that? That's a good man, right? He stood by you when you was on vacation. Look, he stood by you, looked after your kids, his kids, right? Well, after a long conversation with my daughter and watching both of the lives, I've come to a conclusion. We'll talk about that in a minute. But I was listening to Papoose, and I was listening to Papoose. You want the keys? Oh, I was listening to Papoose talk, right? He was talking about how Remy was cheating and how she was doing and da. Now, he says they still slept in the bed together with the daughter in the middle. First of all, if y'all a couple, the daughter ain't in the middle. The daughter's in the middle because she don't want to have sex with you. That's why the daughter in the middle. If that's the case. She said they didn't sleep together. They weren't in the same bed. He said they was, right? It don't really, when a woman wants you, there's things that she does that let you know she don't want you. Now, she told him she didn't want him. I don't want to be with you. But he wouldn't leave the house. He wouldn't leave the house, right? She then proceeded to show his clothes that she packed up in some very nice, expensive looking bags and bags of his clothes, his hats, his shoes, packed away very nicely, right? When a woman does that, she no longer wants you when she does it nicely. When she hurt and her feelings is hurting, her heart broken, all that, she gonna throw them out the window, set them on fire, put bleach on them for a while. She gonna do things. When you do it neatly, and y'all, why do you say that, Jackie? I'm gonna tell you why I say that, because I did that with my ex. When I was through, and he wouldn't leave the house. He just wouldn't leave, right? And I didn't want to cause a ruckus. He wouldn't leave, he wouldn't leave the house. I packed his clothes up very neatly. I washed them, packed them, and put them in totes very neatly and put them in my garage, right? So that's what a woman does when she's through. She don't care what you do, how you do, that's what you do, right? And he went on and on about the kerfuffle he had with her little boo, Easy the Block Captain, and how he put him down and so on and so forth, right? And he said the reason why he did it, not because they was having sex, that's what he said, but because he had shook his hand as a man. So he felt betrayed by him, right? Remy, on the other hand, was typing and putting comments in his live as under her daughter. I guess her daughter has an IG or whatever, right? Child, when he discovered it, took him a while to discover it. Once he discovered it, then he blocked her, right? So then Remy's people were telling her everything that he was saying, and she was telling them what to say. Oh my God, went on and on and on and on. I watched it for probably about 45 minutes, and it went on probably a few minutes before that, and maybe a few minutes after that. Their phones kept freezing and locking and stuff. So then I just, because personally, I didn't want to see them on that. They're too old for that. But this is, say they was quiet for so long. It's done exploded. It's done spilled out the top now, right? But I think that I personally don't believe your business should be for public display like that. If let people keep speculating and guessing like we've been doing, right? But for them to go on and talk about each other, he said that she had been with girls, and he found her in the bed with a girl at his house, and the daughter was in the bed. Like, I don't know if that's true. Maybe he did see her but with the daughter in the bed, I don't know. But you know, he was saying all kinds of things about her, and she'd been lying and cheating and sneaking around. And she had another apartment where her and Buddy would lay up at, right? This is the thing. And then she put some text up this morning on her IG. She said, when the money stopped, all hell broke loose. She'd been taking care of him evidently from the beginning, right? She got tired of it. Now, somebody in my comments I just saw said he's this executive over something, right? I don't believe he has anything going on when I think about it, because he says he's entitled, he's been getting 20% of Remy's income because he wrote 90% of her songs. He was the best supportive boyfriend ever. He was the best. He was always right there. He got her back. He looking good. He holding her hand. He ain't saying nothing. He letting her do all the things. He was a good supportive boyfriend, right? Now then, Remy, if you've been taking care of this man all this time, I understand you done got tired, but that's what you allowed him to do. Nothing, right? And then maybe, you know, somebody got in her ear, Fat Joe, somebody, I don't know, right? He says that when she was away on vacation, he got an apartment near the facility so he can go see her every day. That's love. That's love, y'all. That's love, right? I don't know what really went on, right? I don't know what really went on, but I think that she just got tired of him, and that happened. And I think they've been together 20 years. After, you know, you get tired. That's it. You're just tired of him. She looked over there at him one day and said, nah, this nigga ain't getting no money. He ain't doing nothing. He just buy me all the time. She just got tired of it, right? You know, but for him to be 47 and Clarissa was 29. Clarissa just turned 30 yesterday or the day before, right? She was 29. That's like 20 years difference, Papoose. Like, so is Papoose an opportunist? Because that's what Remy says. She says that's his next victim. He's looking for his next come up, which is Clarissa. Now, Clarissa, every time you see Clarissa, bless her heart, she just is happy and smiling and giggling and smiling. If he don't want her, they might have to fight about that. I don't know, Papoose. You might have to throw your hands with her, right? Because now he went to Africa recently, and Clarissa said she didn't go because she didn't have her shots. Remy says you don't need shots. You can take the pills, which I didn't know because I'm going to Africa. I got to research that. And he took the pills, but he didn't tell Clarissa because he didn't want her to go. And in the meantime, he was texting Remy. Now, if I'm Clarissa, and this is my boo, and we done paraded all around everywhere. We holding hands, we walking down the aisles, we at the fight, we everywhere. I would have to have a conversation. At first, wives, was you seem to explain yourself on IG about your ex, soon to be ex? Why did you need to do that long? A few 2-3 minutes, okay, but 45, 50, 60, that was too long. And why were you texting her when you're not around me? And why did you not tell me about the pills that you took to go to Africa? And why did you not want me to go to Africa with you? Because she took him on some trips. They were somewhere tropical not long ago, and I'm sure she paid for it, right? Listen, you cannot go around hurting people's feelings, right? Now, I was a Papoose fan because I thought he was the next thing, next to Bill Cosby, a good husband, good father, good everything, right? You see what happened with Bill now. So I can't put all my hopes and trust in somebody, right? Because they're going to hurt you. So, I think that Remy looked at him one day and said, I'm sick of him. Now, why she got to look alike, Papoose, I don't know. That's what she liked, right? And Papoose sort of kind of got the Remy look alike, right? And they blessed Clarissa Hart. I hope I look like she might have got a stylist and a makeup artist and all the things now because she's looking a little different, right? But I would have to have a conversation with Papoose as to why you felt the need to be talking to the peoples for an hour about your ex. Why is you own that like that? That's what I would want to know. The leaders of Black Love, yeah. And you know what? I was so happy they had their brand. And Remy said they made no money on Black Love. So I'm wondering now, is Papoose hustling? Is he even grinding? Or he just being a supportive boyfriend and holding Remy hand and going everywhere she go? Is he not behind the scenes moving and grooving? Because it seems like he's not. Right? Yeah, too old for sure. You can see him being an opportunist. Well, he said 90%, but what I'm saying, I like Remy. Don't get me wrong. No shade to Remy Ma at all. But does she got a large catalog? I know she's good at freestyling, phenomenal at freestyling. But as far as a catalog of music, what she got? I know she got a couple songs with Fat Joe. That's all I know, for real. That's all I know. I don't know her music history like that. I just know Remy Ma. She used to have the blonde in her hair, cute black girl. That's all I know. I don't know about her catalog. I don't. I don't. Yeah. No, she doesn't. Okay, I didn't think she did. I didn't think she did. So, like, hey, um, it's sad to me because y'all know I love Black Love, and it's sad to me. But I have to also commend them because they held it, they kept quiet for as long as they possibly could. Why yesterday was a trigger, I don't know. But what I'm gonna say this, because I know black men, right? I don't know nothing about no white men or other kind of men, but black men I know about. He is now realizing the money train has stopped. He's realizing that. Now, wherever he was doing that live at was hollow. She said he ain't got nowhere to live. And he was in a hotel or a room or something. It looked like he was up in the attic somewhere because he didn't, well, nothing there, and it was hollow and it was a little dark, right? And he won't go get his clothes. And I think he was just holding on, thinking she was going to change her mind. Because she said last night, not last night, night before, he texted her and said, let's get back together. Let's get back together. I hope Clarissa paying attention to this because you, sweetheart, might just be a pawn in his game. Either a pawn or he using you or both, right? And I hate to think that about somebody I thought so highly of, because I thought to myself, most women, when they go on vacation, the man gone, especially for the amount of years that Remy was gone, they ain't standing by your side. They might hang around for a few months or something, but they ain't holding you down like that, right? So I thought highly of him because he did that, right? I know he had lady friends on the side or something, but I'm sure he told them, look, Remy, I love Remy, she my girl, da, right? Remy also said she made him executive, what you call that? What you call that when they make your, what is that called? When you put the people over, because I did that when I went away to my sister, when they put that power of attorney over her money and her things, right? And he spent a lot of her money, and he got 3 apartments that she never saw. So I guess he was moving around, right? But then you came out and you gave him his wish. You gave him a baby, which I think he was about too old because I think she's about 39. Y'all know my age for the babies is real short, right? But she did that. So I believe at that point she still loved him because she sacrificed at her big age and gave him a baby, right? The golden child. They was looking all cute together. The little girl looked like her. It was a cute little couple, a cute little family, right? But something happened. And Remy said, I'm sick of you. I don't know what it was, but something happened. And I don't believe he cheated. I believe she just looked over at him one day and was like, oh, I'm sick of this thing. That's just what I believe. She got, because, when you're in your 30s, your brain ain't where it be when you're 45, 42, 43, Some maturity and some evolution kicked in. She just said, oh, no, this ain't what I'm about to do the rest of my life, take care of him. That's what I'm saying. I don't know. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. So, it's sad, right? I just think they shouldn't have done that publicly because as soon as I watched it, and I was talking to my daughter, I was looking at something else on IG. All of the blogs had the video up, all of them. Now I'm quite frankly scared to put up a video. I don't even know if I know how. I'm scared because I don't want YouTube to get me, like they got me before, right? So I don't know if I'll ever do that, right? But all YouTubers I ain't never heard of, everybody had that pieces of that live on a channel, right? Everybody, people I ain't never heard of, just down the line. I just scroll down the line. Every time it was somebody talking about that, right? I think that was a little tacky, I guess that day he signed the divorce papers and he might have realized, okay, this over, this is it. money trains has stopped, you know, and he crashed out. He had a sucker attack, right? That's what I think, you know, and that happens, right? Now, I hope he gets over it. And what I don't understand, okay, so if y'all been together all these years, you didn't think to buy you a building, get you a business, get you a little corner store, get you a shoe store. You didn't think to get nothing so that you can have some residual income. You just gonna solely rely on her. Now, if that's what he was doing, that's wrong, right? That's wrong. And I quickly, and I ain't throwing no shade at nobody, but I quickly thought about maybe because they're from New York, I thought about Yandy and Mendices, right? Because when you get a dude from the streets, right, and he been getting money off the streets, and now he's no longer doing that, you got to figure out something for him to do if he can't figure it out himself, if you want to be with him, right? Now, like Yandy got all these businesses, and I'm sure Mendices is running something or got his name. I'm sure, I'm hoping that Mendices got his name on something so the same thing don't happen to him, right? Like if you with your partner, whether you male or female, and you've been with them through the struggle, through the grind, through the come up, and you might not be as active as them, but you need to have your name on a business or two. So when y'all break up, you have a little change coming. That's just all I'm saying, right? That's all I'm saying. But on the other hand, if Papoose was not doing anything, maybe he don't deserve nothing, right? If he ain't had no get up and go, you know, because Remy was on Love and Hip Hop. She's singing the song. She said she get 50 or 60,000 per appearance, right? You know, you got to do something. I don't know. He going to have to start doing DoorDash or something, right? He got to do something to get some money now, because if I was Clarissa, I would have to take a step back. Now, I know she's a young woman, and young people don't think like that, right? She like, he loved me, he liked me, because she clearly said, oh, we've been messing around way before y'all found out, like, that's my boo, right? I would have to take a step back and reevaluate some things and, you know, see where we going with this. Where you going, I almost called him Mendices. Where you going, Papoose? What we doing? What you doing? What's your plans for the future? Does it look like Remy say he ain't got nowhere to live? And that little room he was in looked mighty dark and mighty hollow, you know, to think. See, what I don't understand about, and I see this a lot with black men, and I ain't bashing black men. Y'all know I love black men. But it seems like they don't think ahead. I'm talking about with regular dudes, you know, wherever they place at in life, there's a lot of times they don't think ahead. Like you didn't think that this was going to come to an end at some point if you ain't doing nothing. If you ain't doing nothing, you got to do something. You got to do something. You got to do something. It started for real when he caught her in a compromise with that girl, but they kept it. So now, someone informed me that they know somebody that was locked up with her, and she did like girls. Now, this is my first hearing of this. This is my first time hearing of this, right? And maybe because my mind go another way, because, you know, I done been on vacation. I ain't interested in girls. I don't like, I am not interested in that, right? I probably could do life. I ain't interested in that. I do me before I do her, right? But, you know, I've been hearing this today. This is my first time hearing this. So that's something, right? That's something. That's something. Your favorite hustlers, hey, I believe it. She gives up. Do she give you them vibes? Neat. Why? Because she kind of hardcore. Do she give you them vibes? I never looked at her and said, ooh, maybe like girls. I never saw that, right? I never saw that, right? What's in the dark come to the light. But again, I have to commend them because they held it down. They said it's been going on since 2022. That's what he said. So if you knew, this is what I'm saying, this is what makes me think Papoose ain't got no money. Because if you know your girl, she told you, I don't like you no more. She told him, I don't like you. She was sneaking out, and she finally said, listen, I got to do it. I don't like you. I told you I don't like you. And if they were not having sex or sleeping together, he know that she didn't like him. If you don't like him, you ain't doing all that stuff, right? So he was just holding on and refused to leave. Sleeping on the couch and laying on the floor and all that, right? And then I guess as she get closer and closer with little buddy, he might have been putting in her ear. Fat Joe might have been like, okay, that's enough now. Come on, what y'all doing, right? You know, you never know. And again, she might have got a grown woman brain and was like, I'm tired of this, right? So, Papoose, you're going to have to figure that thing out, sir. She does display, hey, Christopher Wilkins, she displays the narcissistic traits. That's what he was saying. She was a narcissist. I ain't paid her that much attention to notice that. I ain't paid her that much attention to notice that, right? I just think, though, I also think that if you've been doing this, now, so if they get divorced, right? Will she have to pay him alimony? Because, dudes is doing that, right? Will she have to pay him alimony because she been and keep him accustomed to the lifestyle he been living? Because that's what they say. Now, I don't know how New York do it, but Mary got to pay that man a whole heap of money, right? But will she have to give him alimony? But, because she's been taking care of him for 20 years. So she say. She used to talk about female rappers that didn't write their own raps, and Pat said he wrote. Yeah, I was wearing the rose-colored glasses. I like Remy. I thought she was cute. I think that she's, like I said, I don't know about her catalog, right? I never been like, ooh, Remy Ma, but the way she presents herself, you know what I'm saying? Pretty chocolate girl. She was stylish, you know what I mean? But this is what I think happened. I think she had surgery. I don't know, but it wasn't like she was fat, but she got her body done, whatever she did, right? And she, she was locked up, I don't know, it was 8, 9 years, 6 years, whatever many years, and she might have missed, that was in her 30s, right? She missed that part of when you outside the most, right? So then you come home, you in love because he done held you down, so you in that cloud, right? Then he said, I want you to have a baby. And the baby was having the baby, because he got kids. He got 3 kids. I think she had 2 or 3 of them, right? The baby was to keep her grounded with him, now that I think about it, right? But the trick didn't work. Trick no good, right? It didn't work. Because after she had the baby, something clicked, right? And I'm tired of this, right? So you Papoose, you got to do something. Depends on how good his attorney is. Well, he said, that's what he said in the interview, like he was interviewing attorneys. He getting ready to go up in them. He said he was interviewing attorneys so he could pick the right one. That's what he said, right? Y'all know what I discovered? Now, don't mind me. That, I was sitting too close to can y'all see me? Let me see if I can see myself. Yeah, you can. So what I realized, y'all, that I was sitting too close to the camera. Because you could see all that fuzzy and all that all the time. I was sitting way too close. I'm way far back. But when I look at myself on my thing, I don't look like that. And I can see my whole self. So now I'm learning some stuff. Y'all, I'm getting ready to be busy now. Jacq Squad, did y'all see my new intro? Like I'm doing some things now. I'm trying to progress. Right? Trying to progress. So, I was sitting too close. And I know that ain't got nothing to do with nothing, but I just thought I'd say that. Because, I got YouTube is my life now. This is my life now. This and everything on the computer is my life. This is my life now, right? So, I'm trying to be better and greater. I appreciate y'all for hanging on in there with me because it was rough. Working at night leaves you no room for nothing but to sleep because you're not supposed to work at night. Your body ain't for that, right? So I would work all night, come home and look at TV half the other half of the night, and then sleep all day till about 11, 12. Sometime 1 if I was tired. So I had no room to do nothing. That's why I started doing videos in my car. I was in the parking lot at my job, right? That's how dedicated I was. As much as I could give YouTube, that's all I could give it, was I'm going to do videos in my car before I go to work, right? So now I got free time, y'all. I got free time. That's right, hustler. I stay down till I come up, right? So anyway, now let's get into this Diddy trial, y'all. I ain't watched all. I haven't been because I've been busy trying to get myself together and all the things, right? I don't know what happened today, but the other day they had somebody called the Punisher, right? And he was one of the guys that Cassie would have sex with, right? So you know what? This is another thing because you never know nobody. You don't never know nobody unless you live in the house with them. I always knew you don't know people. You just don't know. You can think you know them 30 years and you don't really know who they is, right? Diddy was the most bizarre, weirdo dude ever. And I'm sure some more weirdo dudes out there, but I'm just saying that ain't what we saw. When you looked at Diddy, I didn't see a weirdo, abusive dude. I didn't see that, right? I thought Diddy was a very creative guy, and I always big up to him on his creativity, right? But now we know he was some sort of sick, sadistic, abusive, freaky, beyond freaky individual. Because they were saying things like spreading the semen and like, what? What? Where did he get that from? Yeah, where did he get that from? Like, how is that arousing you? Right? And then he wouldn't be, see, I thought he was in the room. He would be in another room somewhere looking. And what's that girl Cassie said? Like, y'all saw him kick her and stuff. She says he always kicked her in the head and stuff. I'm surprised she don't have seizures or something. Right? Diddy was really a bad person. If I could say one where he was bad, he was just a bad person, right? Now I didn't. What happened with the Kid Cudi? Did Kid Cudi used to go with Cassie or something? Is that whose car he blew up? Kid Cudi's? Y'all enlighten me on that. You was digging my intro, Christopher. Thank you. I did that all by myself, child. I was laid up. I told you I had to lay down. Everybody was like, "You gotta rest. You gotta rest. You gotta rest." So for a week after I got out of the hospital, I laid down. So I was just like, okay, let me do some stuff. Let me figure out some stuff, right? And that's what I came up with. I've learned. I've got some new apps that I can edit with and stuff like that. So I'm trying, y'all. I'm trying my best, y'all, because I ain't going nowhere. But the Kid Cudi, is that whose car he blew up? Because he testified. I don't know who testified today, but that was yesterday, right? And they had the Punisher, like, ooh, child. And the Punisher, I don't know why they kept hiring him. Maybe because he kept his mouth closed, because he said he was having ED. Why y'all kept hiring him? And I think he couldn't perform because Diddy was there and it was weird. I don't know. Yeah, they were weird, right? And that's what I want to know about Cassie. Now, Cassie married the guy that was her workout dude, her trainer or something, right? He has to be a very, very patient, caring, empathetic individual, right? Because I'm sure Cassie has a lot of trauma and PTSD behind all of the things that was done to her. And I don't know how true it is, but somebody said that she had always got infections, and I want to say somebody said sores in her mouth. I don't know. Because the fact that you urinating on me or in me, it's all bizarre. Like, that's what you liked? Is that what you like, Diddy? That's what you like? And now they are, as y'all know, is pressing for the RICO. Like, you get on RICO, he's never getting out. He's going to be in the rest of his life. He'll be in the rest of his life. Did anybody know why Misa, the first baby mama, is on a walker? Did she get a knee replaced or something? Why is she on a walker? What's that about? Anybody know? I'd like to know, just because I'm nosy. And why is she there every day? Is she there with her son, or is she there to support Diddy? Like, why? Because I knew way back that he used to abuse her. I don't know what extreme, but I know he's put hands on her. That was said back in the day, right? But why is she there every day? Is she testifying? Anybody know? Like, I ain't been keeping up with it because, like I said, I've been busy trying to get myself together. But I'm gonna start paying a little more attention to it. I applaud the YouTubers and the content creators that's there in New York, sit in the courtroom, because I don't know why I thought the courtroom was closed. You can just go on in that room and sit down and listen. Like, if I didn't have nothing to do and I had 100,000 subscribers and I was getting a good little piece of change from YouTube, I'd be there too, right? Because that's you firsthand information. I like to know, because they say he's great and he's frail. I would like to see so can cameras not be in there, because nobody's had a camera. I ain't seen a real picture of him, a real photo or video of him. So cameras can't be in there. Is that it? Cameras can't be in there. And how long is this going to go on? Like, the whole thing to me is just sad and disappointing and atrocious and any other kind of big word you could use. Like, you went from here to here. You went from sugar to it. Plummeted. You plummeted to HELL. Plummeted. plummeted. And you was doing all those things to her. And what I don't understand, and I don't understand about any man that puts his hands on a woman, but she was about 90 pounds. She a little lady. Like what kind of thrill did you get out of doing all that to her? What's in your mind that you that angry and you that mad? Why are you that mad? First of all, you was a millionaire. What you mad for? What is you mad for? Like what is triggered in your brain? What was missing, or what did you have too much of in your brain that you was angry like that all the time? All the time. You've been watching the recaps. It's bananas. Yeah. I think it's horrible. I think it's horrible, the things that he was doing to her. I want to know, did he do anything to Young Miami? He didn't do nothing to her. And what did he do to Kim? And when are they going to get to the part of maybe he unalived Kim? Did he poisoned Al B. Sure, or whatever he did to Al B. Sure? Because isn't Al B. Sure going to testify? Isn't he testifying? Like who all is on the list? Who all is on the list to testify? That's what I want to know. I have to start watching them bloggers that's there. Like only thing about Tisa Tells is she take too long to get to the point. Now she right there. Is that other girl? I wonder if she there. The one that followed the Ernesto Williams thing. The lawyer. What was her name? The somebody lawyer. I wonder if she's there. I wonder if she's there. I wonder what all YouTubers are there that I can listen to, that they in the room paying attention. Now, I do watch The Breakfast Club for a little bit when the one girl, what's her name, the new girl, she seems to have good information when she's there every day. Lauren, is her name Lauren? She seems to have good information, but I would like to be able to sit there and, and listen to the things, because it's interesting. It's interesting, to say the least. As much as Tisa talks, she's been doing a great job. Oh, has she? Who has done public interviews may not be witnesses. They said that anyone who has done public interviews. So what that would be, somebody like Gene Deal. Who else did public interviews? You know what I want to know? Where is Bentley? What was his name? The helper back in the 90s. The tall, slim dude, the helper. Farnsworth, was his name Farnsworth Bentley? Where is he at? He ain't nowhere, and ain't nobody called him up to the stage. To the thing, because I know he was his personal assistant. That's what he was. He was his assistant. Even though I think he live in Atlanta and he got a wife and he might be a pastor or something. I know, like I told y'all before, I seen him on that gospel show that come on in the mornings on Sundays. This was some years ago. But ain't nobody call Farnsworth Bentley to the stand or question him? Ain't no detectives or nobody question him? Was he in hiding? Not even Al B. Al B can't testify. Hey, JM. I ain't been doing nothing too much. I'm back in full force now. I'm back in full force, baby. Y'all gonna see a lot of me. Y'all gonna get sick of me. But this is my life now. This is my life. So like I said, I was gonna talk. T is doing digital marketing through DBA, that's Digital Boss Academy. And I'm also signed up with them. And India is doing, I think she's doing DBA too as well, but she started off with Amazon. And India is doing quite well with the Amazon. I don't know what she's doing on DBA, but she does go live on TikTok. They both go live on TikTok, right, ladies? They both go live on TikTok. I don't know if they go every day because I haven't been busy, but they both go live on TikTok, and I don't know how to describe the program because I'm not totally engulfed in it yet. So I'm going to be having conversations with T and India tomorrow and over the weekend, and so that I can come back and tell you. But they can tell you what it is. India does quite well explaining, and so does T, explaining what it is and how you can get income. And T is a brand ambassador for several brands. Am I right, T? She's a brand ambassador. Now, what does that entail? And how do you become a brand ambassador? And anyone who's not coming out to be a witness can be listed as a co-conspirator. Oh, really? 2 of his assistants already spoken. They were given, really? Oh. Okay. Okay. Oh wow. Oh wow. Well, yeah. So when I learn more about what it is I'm about to embark on with the digital marketing, I will let you guys know what it consists of, and yeah, that's what I'm doing. That's what I'm going to be doing, right? Like I said, y'all, I'm probably going to go live. See, I didn't have an agenda because I knew I wanted to talk about Remy Ma and Diddy trial. So I didn't have an agenda, and I don't want to tell y'all what was going on with me. And I think I'm going to go live Sunday. I'm not sure. I'm not sure because I may be busy. Because once tomorrow I got to get with my girls, um, and need some tutoring. I need some tutelage from my girls, right? So I may be busy Sunday, but I no later than Monday, I'm going to go live. And I'm going to try to go live 2, 3, 4 times a week. And if only for an hour, because I got my little setup going. And then now that I know how to do the camera and stuff and my lights, like I'm so proud of myself, right? Because, you used to see fog and all that. Like I was sitting too close. I'm way back here. And I thought if I was way back here, that y'all couldn't see me. When I look at myself, you see me quite well. Quite well. I'm so proud of myself, y'all. I really am. Y'all just don't know. It's the little things for me. I'm so proud of myself. Yeah. So learning it all with digital marketing. Okay, so T, what's a good time for you tomorrow to take out some time with your slow head big sis? What's a good time tomorrow? Because I ain't doing nothing. I'm dedicating myself to DBA tomorrow because I still got a few modules I got to look at and stuff, which I'm gonna get up in the morning and start doing. I did some, but I haven't did all. I just want to be able to set up my store, and I need to get some info from you because T is doing. They both of them are doing quite well in what they're doing. Like I'm so proud, and let me just tell y'all this. I ain't gonna start crying, but I am so happy to know you guys, right? Because you never know. God put people in your place, in your space, right? For a reason sometimes, right? A lot of the times for me, right? And I need you all right now, right? I need you all right now to help me with my next chapter of my life, right? And this new journey I'm about to embark on. You know what I'm saying? And I'm so happy. And when one day I called India, and I know I got on her nerves, right? I was doing something, but I wasn't ready. That's why I haven't called you back because I wasn't ready. Then I got sick, and then I moved and all that stuff, right? But I know I got on there. I called about 4, 5 times, right? So she's very patient, as is T. So I appreciate y'all. I'm saying it publicly for the world to hear. I appreciate y'all. It's good. Oh, she is, and T's daughter went to the prom. She was I'm not T, Neek's daughter, and she was so cute. Neek, what you gonna do, girl? What you gonna do? She about to go away, Neek. It's gonna be okay though. Now it's your turn, Neek. It's your turn. Yeah, we got this. You thinking 11 in the morning? Okay, 11 in the morning. 11 in the morning. That's good. That's good. 11 in the morning. Now, is India still on here? India, can I talk with you in the afternoon about some things? I ain't gonna probably take too much of your time. T said 11. I need to talk with you, India, about Amazon. Um, yeah, I need to talk with you. So 11 o'clock a.m. I'll send a Zoom link. Okay, thank you. Yeah, because I got Zoom on my phone. I need to put it on my tablet. I'm gonna put it on my tablet tonight. Yeah, I'm put it on my tablet. Yeah. Oh, did I take it off? I'm gonna put it on my tablet tonight. Okay, cool. Send me that. And so listen, guys, I got some chicken in the oven that I'm sure is done. And I really appreciate y'all. And I'm so proud of myself that I got myself together, child. And I'm gonna see y'all probably. I'm gonna try Sunday, right? But I think that once I get engrossed into this DBA, that I might it's gonna consume me for a couple of days, right? So I might be consumed. I probably will be. So Monday, I'll probably go live Monday. Probably Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. You know what I'm saying? That's a good time. Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. And I'm also going to see my girls go live. So I want y'all to support my girls. They go live on TikTok, right? So they can tell you about their business endeavors and stuff. So I've coordinated with them. So Jacq Squad, we together. We together, right? So y'all, I'm gonna see y'all probably Monday. I ain't even gonna say Sunday, probably Monday. around 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, whatever time. And I have an agenda, right? And if anybody see anything, let me know. So I can talk about it. I can look it up and talk about it. So anyway, Jacq Squad, peace. And I'm getting ready to eat my chicken. I got some baked chicken and I got some, what's them people name? Bob Evans. Macaroni and cheese. I ain't never had it. I always eat the potatoes, but I'm gonna try the macaroni and cheese today. I'm gonna have to put a little extra cheese, a little milk, zhuzh it up, right? That's what I'm about to do. So see y'all. Love y'all, Jacq Squad.